What's up, guys, and welcome to a new episode of WWDC Reviews. I know when I say new episode, it's been over 6 years since I made a video, so somewhat of a new start for me. But let's get right to it. Now, let's talk about the Mac lineup. Well, more specifically, the MacBook Pro lineup. We saw Apple make a ton of amazing changes to their current crop of MacBooks, both from the MacBook Air side of things as well as the MacBook Pro, with the 16-inch version being their best laptop yet, period. And we even saw them really improve upon a bunch of the thermal management issues customers were kind of complaining about, and the benchmarks pretty much speak for themselves. And for people looking to buy a MacBook Pro, this was amazing news. But what about the 13-inch MacBook Pro? Hasn't got any love. Now, the 13-inch MacBook Pro just hasn't gotten any love with respect to updating over the past couple of years. But with the lack of upgrading comes the anticipation of a new and improved 13-inch version that would hopefully mirror the changes we saw in the 16-inch version that rolled out last year. That is, if it's still going to be a 13-inch version. Well, it turns out a number of sources, including one from Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, actually gave us an insight into what we could expect for the future for this particular laptop, and even outlined a number of Apple products that are expected to be rolled out for the rest of 2020. According to Kuo, we potentially see 6 new Apple products with mini LED displays, including, that's right, a new 14.1-inch MacBook Pro. Now, while none of this has been confirmed yet, the new 14.1-inch MacBook Pro would replace the current 13-inch model in the lineup, being somewhat of a timely change given that it pretty much followed the replacement of the 15-inch version that was updated last year to a 16-inch version. So pretty much follows the same pattern, and we expect something similar in terms of an upgrade this year. But again, this is just speculation. The features include the new mini LED panel, which will be a noticeable bump from the OLED screens on the current 13 inches, as well as the much needed addition of Apple's new scissor switch Magic Keyboard. And to be fair, we were all pretty much expecting these changes for the new MacBook Pro. It's comforting to know that we have some sources to validate this for us. But it's still speculation. Although we're never going to know the extent of Apple's changes until they actually unveil this new laptop, I like what I'm hearing so far. Now, I'm sure all of you MacBook Pro owners waiting for an upgrade right now, or even new buyers in the market looking to get a new laptop from Apple, you're all very curious about the release date, especially amid the COVID-19 crisis. And trust me, I'm one of those people. And it looks like there's a chance that we could see the MacBook being unveiled as early as next month, with the WWDC confirmed to be taking place either on the 1st or 2nd week of June. Now, there are 2 possibilities here, with Apple either announcing this ahead of the conference with a website refresh, or actually announcing it at the conference itself. Now, the reason I suspect Apple might actually announce this ahead of the convention is just because of the nature of the upgrade. If they do incidentally just upgrade the specs, take out that escape key and replace that god-awful butterfly keyboard with the new scissor switch keyboard, it's not really the kind of thing that will be radical enough to warrant an announcement at an actual Apple event. But again, this is just speculation, and once again, I could be wrong. This brings me to the second possible release date, which luckily for us isn't far away. The WWDC is happening in June, and so it just wouldn't be too much of a surprise if Apple just ends up announcing a new laptop then. But as I keep stressing, these are just rumors, and we don't quite have concrete facts or conclusive enough leaks to hint towards anything else. Even Kuo himself didn't really offer any specific release dates for any of the products other than the iMac Pro, which is expected to arrive in Q4 of this year. But having said that, we can still be optimistic of either a May or June release date, since Kuo also said that the new product should be unaffected by the coronavirus outbreak, and that the R&D department is still moving along swiftly and per schedule. And from the looks of it, a number of sources are also predicting just a general fall 2020 release date. So the good news being that we don't have to wait too long at all, given that fall's just around the corner. So this begs the question. In light of all this information as well as an unofficial release date, should you buy a 13-inch MacBook Pro now or wait for the 14-inch? And the answer is fairly straightforward, and I have 2 kind of big reasons for this. For starters, Apple's butterfly keyboard on the current machine is quite possibly the most underwhelming aspect of the current crop of MacBook Pros. And it's pretty much the reason a lot of people just ended up switching to other Ultrabooks like the Dell XPS. It didn't feel great, failed to offer much traveling comfort, and given that a keyboard is one of the most important aspects of a laptop, Apple kind of screwed this one up. And to add to that, the current MacBook Pro 13 features the 8th generation Intel chipset, which is somewhat archaic now. So not only are you not getting the better keyboard, you're getting relatively outdated tech. This brings me to my second reason. Pretty much every other MacBook, apart from the 13-inch Pro, has received an update in the past year, with the most recent being the Air, which came out in March 2020. And every other MacBook also features the new Scissor Switch keyboard and a bump up in hardware, with the new Air featuring the latest 10th generation chipset. So if you're considering buying a MacBook Pro and just can't wait for the update later this year, or don't like the lack of portability in the 16-inch version, go ahead and get the Air. The new 2020 13-inch MacBook Air starts with a 256 gig SSD, while the current 13-inch Pro, that'll cost you $300 more, starts off with a 128 gigabyte SSD. So it's kind of a no-brainer to pick the Air at this point. And for the first time ever, the new Air has a quad-core i7 option available if you decide to spec that machine up. So given both these reasons, it makes it pretty much obvious to go for the Air over the current Pro if you're looking to buy a machine of this form factor right now at this instant. The new MacBook Pro 13-inch was always my go-to laptop since it pretty much struck the perfect balance of having the raw power that end users or creative professionals craved, while also having the portability that allows you to travel with it comfortably, as well as use it at pretty much any setting, anytime. So if you're willing to be patient and aren't in dire need of making an Apple laptop purchase this very instant, I'd wait it out. So there you have it. I hope this video helps you plan out your next Apple laptop purchase a bit better and gives you a bit more perspective in terms of the kinds of products you'd expect Apple to roll out later this year. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I really hope they end up actually giving us a 14-inch version as opposed to just an updated 13-inch version. But go ahead, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're actually going to go ahead and wait it out. Or are you going to go ahead and just buy a laptop right now because you need it? I'd love to know your thoughts. But thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys for the next episode. I swear it won't be a 6-year gap like last time. But take it easy, take care, and stay safe out there. Cheers.